Hi, my name is Jonathan Sierra Leone, and I will be delivering my persuasive speech for Com 101 at Lebec Community College. In today's society, we tend to be more environmentally conscious in our everyday lives. We tend to recycle more, we tend to use less plastic, we even go as far as driving electric cars and think of other sources of energy like solar and wind. But something that we don't think about as consumers is our apparel, our clothing. How does it impact the environment? Does it impact the environment by me buying something at $4 or $5? Is it affecting somebody else in the world? Is it impacting the environment? And one statistic that kind of sums up all of this I found on businessinsider.com explains the fashion industry emits more carbon than international flights and maritime shipping combined. So, the fashion industry has a significant impact on the environment, and it all comes down to the idea of fast fashion. Most of us don't know what fast fashion is, so I found a great definition on goodonyou.com, and this is how they defined it. Fast fashion can be defined as cheap, trendy clothing that samples ideas from the catwalk or celebrity culture and turns them into garments in high street stores at breakneck speed to meet consumer demand. So, in today's society, consumer demand has increased significantly. A lot of fashion brands went from doing from 3 to 6 um, collections a year to doing as far as 16 to 26. So the demand of clothing has increased significantly and it has had an impact on the environment. And like I said, these are big industries. For example, H&M would be an example. Zara is also an example, and even Forever 21 is also an example because um so, what a best way to describe it is the newest styles on the market as fast as possible. So, shoppers can snap them up while they are still at the height of their popularity and then sadly discard them after a few wears. This comes from goodonyou.com. So, we are buying a lot more. We tend to not, since it is so affordable and we're trying to keep up with the trends, we buy and then just wear them once or twice. The quality of the clothing is also terrible, and it won't last as long. So we tend to just wear it once or twice and then discard it, and we don't do it properly. So these big corporations are producing and producing a lot of clothing, and it's having a significant impact on the environment. And the effects of the fashion industry, I found a great article at businessinsider.com. It says, um, on average, people bought 60% more garments in 2014 than they did in 2000. Fashion production makes up 10% of humanity's carbon emissions, dries up water sources, and pollutes rivers and streams. So think about that. If you buy an item that is very affordable, $2 to $3, $5, 10 even $10, you're affecting the environment as a whole. And it says 80%, it also expands on the idea 80% of textiles go to the dumps each year. And washing some types of clothes sends thousands of bits of plastics into the ocean. So it's all a change of effects, from production level even to the consumer level. We all need to be more of the aware of these impacts. It pollutes the ocean, it pollutes the water streams, it pollutes where all these big manufacturers are. It develops an ethical effect on working conditions. They create sweatshops because they are trying to create these clothings as fast as possible to keep up with the trends. And so now we have to think about, do we have another alternative? And yes, there is definitely a lot of different alternatives that we can have. You can buy fast fashion, but also be conscious of, where it's going to go. I know H&M has a great program when it comes to recycling. So you can actually, buy when you go to H&M, you can go there and recycle your old clothing, and then they will give you a discount on your new purchases. So that's something to think about. But I also wanted to go into more detail and give you the information about what other options you have. So according to fastcompany.com, here are some different alternatives for of buying fast fashion. You can buy classic, versatile, durable clothing. So instead of buying every weekend, every other weekend, think about investing into pieces that you're gonna wear in the long term. So like a nice blazer, a nice jacket, some classics like a little black dress, but not, spending a little bit more to so that quality of the clothing can last you longer. You can also buy from brands that connect you to the maker. So think about brands that tell you their process, their production process, that inform you where their materials are coming from, where internationally how are they helping those people where they're the resourcing their clothing and their textiles. I know, for example, Lush.com, it tells you exactly who actually created your items. And a lot of clothing brands now have that in process. And like I said, H&M also does have a great program. Another option could be buy clothes made from recycled materials. So now a lot of clothing brands are producing apparel from recycle textiles, which is also very important. And then buy made from sustainable brands. Consider buying secondhand, and that's something that I actually buy a lot. I do go to consignment stores or thrift stores to buy my clothing. You actually get a better, great deal. You tend to get, find trendy items. But what's great about it is you would be, since it is a thrift store, you can find unique items that you can only wear. You won't see people with the same item that you're wearing. And then another concept that's pretty new, it's called try renting rather than buying. There's actually a website called Rent the Runway that if you do want to buy these trendy designer items, you can actually rent them for an event. You can rent them for, if you need them for a certain type of condition, and you can return them. So that concept is something still pretty new that people are adapting, but it's something to consider. And in closing, we do have to be conscious of where our clothing and us as consumers, educate ourselves and see that we do have other options. If we do want to shop morally and we do want to, decrease the effect on the environment, we have to go and know where our items are coming from. Thank you.